peanut oil. It's non-disclosed, but the allergen is still present. Oh, my goodness. No wonder so many children are getting allergic to peanuts. And they're deadly allergies also. MSG, monosodium glutamate. That's a salt that's so concentrated it can give babies brain damage. A migraine headache can be intensely painful for adults. Some have vomiting from high doses. MSG becomes a neurotoxin when injected. Dairy casein. Many vaccines are brewed in casein, a form of dairy. Do people who are lactose intolerant think of this when they get a flu shot or a vaccine? Probably not. Artificial sweetener, sorbitol, a synthetic artificial sweetener, hundreds of times sweeter than sugar, and it causes IBS, irritable bowel syndrome, because it metabolizes very slowly. And maybe that's why it's used in vaccines. Many doctors warn about the fake sugars. Gelatin. Oh, my gosh. This is all of the animal parts that don't get sold as meat in the markets and fast food restaurants across America. Nearly all chewy candy gum-like gummy bears and gummy worms are gelatin-coated supplements, and they're derived from collagen inside the animal's skin and bone. So if you keep a Levitical diet, note that gummy bears should not be on your diet.
Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, love, laugh, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Fay.
Every Thursday night at 7 on KCAA, NBC News Radio, AM 1050.
KCAA invites you to listen to professional money manager Bill Gunderson every weekday morning from 7 to 8 a.m. Bill Gunderson is a highly respected money manager. He's a regular contributor to MarketWatch, TheStreet.com, and Town Hall Finance. Gunderson has appeared many times on the Fox News Channel, the Fox Business Network, and CNBC. You can hear Bill Gunderson's daily insight into the market. This is KCAA Loma Linda. CNBC News is next. Brought to you by BuySellMakeOffer.com. Go there now and join the thousands who have already signed up for a new and exciting way to buy and sell online. Launching January 15th.
Good morning. I'm Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio. Stock soared yesterday, but we're going to give some of that back this morning. Oil prices are down again more than 2%. The Federal Reserve meeting ends today. No interest rate hike is expected, but a surprise could always be lurking. And Apple posted the largest profits of any company ever, more than $18 billion. But that stock will fall because iPhone sales are getting weaker. Apple blamed weakness in China and the strong dollar for that. The big buck also blamed for a slowdown in overseas business at Tupperware and United Technologies, whose profits doubled. Tiffany & Co. teaming up to develop a new line of Tiffany fragrances that will be sold at its stores and other luxury dealers. And thanks to cheap gas prices, the Fed say Americans drove 3.14 trillion miles in November, 4% more than the November of 2014. That's the biggest increase year over year since 1999. Chuck Kamlick, CNBC Radio.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, U.S. Tax Shield can help you take back control. The IRS can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Our team of tax attorneys can stop collections and get you protected. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the BBB, so call 800-466-9625. U.S. Tax Shield, 800-466-9625.
Did you know 1 in 50 people has a brain aneurysm? Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm erupts. Half of brain aneurysms result in death. Will it strike you or someone you love? The Brain Aneurysm Foundation is the globally recognized leader in brain aneurysm education, awareness, advocacy, support, and research funding. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation, raising awareness, ending fear. To learn the facts at bafound.org. That's BAFOUND.org.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Corona, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between McKinley Street and Lincoln Avenue. In San Bernardino, there's road construction. 3 lanes are closed on the 15 northbound from Highway 138 to Oak Hill Road. The 3 right lanes are closed until 6 a.m. Well, they should have just opened at 6:03. In Murrieta, stop-and-go traffic on the 15 southbound between the 215 and the 79 south Temecula Parkway. In Devore, there's an accident. The shoulder is blocked on the 215 northbound before Devore Road. A wreck involving a big rig is up against the center divider. CHP is on the scene. Watch for spectator delays. And in Corona, an on-ramp is still closed on the 91 westbound at Grand Boulevard. The on-ramp is closed until January 30th. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
With your Wednesday news, I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Despite temps in the 70s yesterday in much of Southern California, anticipated cold weather overnight in the mountains and Antelope Valley, which caused health officials to extend warnings to residents for another day. Los Angeles County Department of Health issued a cold weather alert for the mountains through tomorrow and for Antelope Valley through Thursday. Health officials said wind chill temps in those areas could be below 32. Authorities found no gunman or signs of a shooting yesterday after receiving a report from a Department of Defense employee that shots had been heard at one of the nation's largest naval medical facilities. Report grabbed attention across the nation and led to the shutdown of Naval Medical Center San Diego and Balboa Park, with the San Diego Zoo and 3 nearby schools. Riverside's downtown bus station on University Avenue could become the new main library, and the City Council agrees with a recommendation the Library Board made Monday, January 25th. Board discussed almost as many suggestions as it has members, with some liking the staff recommended site on Mission Inn Avenue and Chestnut Street, others preferring the city-owned bus station site. Influenza has been fairly tame since the annual season, for it began last October, but county health officials Monday reporting the first fatality. A 47-year-old man who'd been suffering from some underlying health issues has died after being hospitalized. He lived in the western part of the county, but his identity and other details not released. I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
KCAA, where every day is a great day. KCAA, Loma Linda.
When I wake up, well, I know I'm gonna be the man who wakes up next to you. When I go out, yeah, I know I'm gonna be the man who goes along with you. If I get drunk.
Good morning. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. It is a beautiful morning this morning. Got to say hello to Brandon McCormick, even though he just moved away from his mic. How you doing, Brandon?
Good morning. I'm doing great. How are you guys?
I'm good. Doing great.
That cool, crisp air this morning woke me up. I was having a hard time waking up, and then I stepped out into that little crisp winter whatever, and boom, I was awake.
It's crisp outside now, but it's supposed to be like in the mid-70s today.
Yeah.
I was the exact opposite this morning.
Really?
I stepped out into cold air. Oh, nope, time to go back to bed.
You're like a bear and you want to hibernate.
Yeah.
I like the cold, and Tobin likes the cold as well. But
Yeah.
it really feels like it's April, not January.
I love the cold. It's just I don't love it when I'm waking up.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah. Yesterday up in Rialto where I teach, we had that wind, right? It was kind of like a Santa Ana wind 'cause it was kind of the warm wind.
Uh-huh.
And so that was kind of weird. We don't normally get that this time of year, right? That's usually more in the fall, and so that was
And
odd.
it was really windy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it did warm up, and it was, that was
So
different.
You guys were out there running and getting blasted by the wind.
Yes, we were. Yes, we were. Sandblasted, Aaron.
Sandblasted. So before we get started, I want to do what I always do and let everybody know all the ways they can listen to KCAA, including AM dial at 1050, FM dial at 106.5, KCAA radio.com, where you'll find links to all of our social media, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You'll find a button to click to listen directly online. You can watch our embedded Ustream feed. If you've got an Android device, you can go to kcaaexpress.com. If you've got an Apple device, you can use the TuneIn app, and you can also find our podcast on the TuneIn app. We are listed as The Morning Show because we are on the brink, The Morning Show on KCAA. You can also, if you want to listen to our podcast, go to kcaamorningshow.com, and you can listen to download all of our podcasts. And if you've got none of the above, you can call to listen at 832-999-1050. That's 832-999-1050. So in the second half of the show, we'll be joined by Sherry Hunke from Children's Fund. And, of course, Children's Fund is a regular guest here on this show, doing tremendous work for foster children in San Bernardino County, and not only foster children, but children at risk of finding themselves in foster care.
Yes.
So we've
looking forward to hearing from her and talking with her.
Exactly. They have a new CEO, and we'll hear more about that in the second half of the show. Now, everybody knows we talked about the surge pricing from Uber.
Yes, we did.
When in the at 4th of July, not 4th of July. What is that? New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
What time of year is it? New Year's Eve. And the surge pricing was like 4 times what they normally charge.
Yeah, people were paying like $200 for a ride home.
Right, which is a whole lot cheaper than a ticket, a DUI.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a pain, but,
Yeah.
If you kind of weigh out what the alternative would be.
If you like market capitalism, guess what? Surge pricing's for you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and you could have called a standard cab. They're not allowed to do surge pricing from
That's
what I
right.
understand.
That's right.
So, but a lot of what Uber is ending up doing, what a lot of Uber and Lyft drivers do, is they pick up drunks.
Yes, they do.
So, but drunks can be unruly in the back of the car. We've seen videos of passengers attacking Uber drivers.
Yes.
I remember there was one he was an executive. I don't remember what company he was from.
It was like Taco Bell. He's the one who
that's
got...
right, Taco Bell. He
Yeah.
got himself fired because
Yeah.
he was beating up the Uber driver.
Well, and then just this past week, we saw that female med student who went crazy after drinking and tore up the guy's car and threw all the stuff out the window. And
People are nuts.
Especially when they've been drinking.
Yes, especially when they've been drinking. So Uber is now asking their drivers to carry a kid's toy that can be pulled, twisted, and bopped to keep passengers too busy or distracted to bop its drivers. The firm has started placing the Bop It toy. Now, do you remember the Bop It toy?
Vaguely.
Our kids had it.
This is the one that looks like a stick, but it's got all kinds of little things on it, like things you can twist and things you can
And it wasn't.
flip
It's not
and-
really a stick. It's got these pieces coming out.
Yeah.
It really doesn't have a shape, and you can pull it or twist it or
Yeah.
hit it. Or did you have a Bop It when you were a kid, Brandon?
I did, and I was I had fun with it, but my little brother, he played it 24/7, and everyone in the house loved him for it.
That's like, turn that thing off. Our kids had one too, and it was
Yeah.
loud. It would go. You'd pull it, go, ow, or that.
Yeah.
Now you remember
Yeah,
it?
I do, yeah.
And twist it, bop it,
Yeah.
And so
Flip it around.
Yeah, exactly. So
There's actually a Tetris one now, and he got that one, and he loved it too.
did he
Wow.
really?
Yeah.
Tetris Bop It. Interesting. All right. Well, now I'm going to check that out.
I want a car with toys.
Verge is reporting folks there. Okay, so a 90s favorite can be seen in action in the back of cars in Charlotte, North Carolina. The Verge reports folks there have found it's a great way to keep drunk riders entertained so they don't distract their driver. Uber says in a blog post explaining some new safety measures, including the use of gyrometers and accelerometers in smartphones to gauge how smooth rides are and check whether complaining customers are telling the truth or other things that they're testing out.
Gotcha.
The toy test follows some well-publicized attacks on Uber drivers by drunk passengers, including one former Taco Bell, you were right, Taco Bell exec, who's now suing the driver. He went nuts in an Uber car. It was caught on tape. The driver put it out there because you have no reasonable expectation of privacy when you're sitting in somebody else's car.
You think?
No, yeah. And he lost his job because he was a drunk, belligerent, abusive jerk.
Yeah.
So an intoxicated driver who's engaged in something interesting is less likely to be irritable and aiming aggression at the driver. Joe Sullivan, Uber's chief security officer, tells The Guardian, which notes that Uber promotes itself as a service for people too drunk to drive themselves home. And that's I know that's a big market.
But here's the problem with the toy in the back seat. The guy who gets to his location and he's still loving playing the toy, and he's going to get out of the car and steal your toy.
He probably will.
I mean, that's worth not getting punched in the face.
That's true, but then you have to buy another toy.
Yeah, and they're going to put a special button on the Uber device that you just say, buy new toy. Charge toy.
Yeah, put a box full in your trunk and let the drunks buy them from you with a little markup, of course.
That's right.
Or a lot of markup, of course. They're drunk. So, yeah, you steal your toy, they're going to pay for your toy.
That's right.
I actually think it's a brilliant idea.
I think so, too. I love it. I actually want a toy in my car now.
Yeah, you're driving.
I was about to say, like,
we're sharing cars.
Tobin wants a toy in his car.
Yeah, is that not at all surprising?
We're sharing vehicles right now, and oftentimes you or Reagan have to be my taxi driver. I mean, you know how that works these days. And so, because there's three drivers in two cars, so oftentimes I am the passenger. I want a toy in the car.
Okay, you're a grown man. You can buy a toy if you want a toy in the car.
I never thought to keep a toy in the car to keep myself amused. This is wonderful.
Okay, but you watch. If we're playing the Bop It while he's driving, you'd be like, shut that thing off.
You have a phone that can play almost any game ever invented.
That's
not the same.
It is the same.
Not the same.
And you know what the thing you can do with the phone? You can put headphones in it so that I don't have to hear all the sounds from the game.
Ouch! Quit it. Bop it. Flip it. Turn it. Rip it. Tear it.
Tear it. There was no tear it. It was a fun toy. We all played it. It was a fun toy.
It was.
But I can't imagine drunks playing that toy.
No.
It certainly would keep them either keep them entertained or make them really angry.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I worry about them using it like as a weapon. Now you've got something a little bit with some weight to it, and they're like whack, whack, whack.
God.
The barrel of monkeys, then.
There you go. Oh, gosh, all over the car. Jeez. All right. It is now 6:15. It's time for a break. I'm Aaron Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We've got Brandon McCormick in the booth. We are on the brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
For more local radio every day, listen to KCAA.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-643-6931 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-643-6931 to take your call now. Call 1-800-643-6931. That's 1-800-643-6931. Again, 1-800-643-6931.
What is San Bernardino going to do with the Carousel Mall? Keep track of the mall development and more local news in the San Bernardino City News. Local sports, education, business, and entertainment news in print and online at sanbernardinocitynews.com.
What have I learned so far? I've learned that dropping out of high school was my decision. But as a single mom, that decision affected more than just me. To set an example, I had to be the example. I found a free high school diploma program at Learn for Life that fits around my busy life. I have a team of teachers, tutors, and counselors that really care. I learn at my pace in an environment that is safe and comfortable. What have I learned so far? I've learned that I can change my life.
Are you 14 to 19 years old and looking for a free high school diploma program with flexible meeting times? This program allows you to keep your job or important family responsibilities while earning your high school diploma. If you've fallen behind on credits or dropped out of school completely, get back on track with free tutoring, a caring faculty, and one-on-one attention. For more information on how to reach your graduation goal, visit learnforlife.org. That's LEARN4LIFE.org. Or enroll today by calling 877-360-LEARN. That's 877-360-LEARN.
Tired of spending too much money on an ad and then trying to find your ad in the newspaper, buried among hundreds, even thousands of other ads? Isn't it time you got a great deal when you were trying to sell that car, that dining room set, that refrigerator, or offering your handyman services? Now you can in the Nichols Shopper. For as little as $7.50 per week, your ad can be seen by thousands of eyeballs in the high desert, and they're getting the Nichols Shopper for free. Call today to place your ad in the Nichols Shopper, 760-646-3654, or go to thenicholsshopper.com for all the details, 760-646-3654. The Nichols Shopper, now in the IE.
Looking for a great cover band or one of the world's top tribute artists for your corporate event? You've come to the right place. David Levin Entertainment, Southern California's premier entertainment company, serving the Inland Empire, Orange County, Los Angeles, and San Diego. Call us at 650-282-5009 or visit us online and watch the videos at davidlevinent.com. That's davidlevinent.com.
Hey, it's Larry Burnett inviting you to talk sports with Fred Wallen, Mark Mancini, and me on Open Season Thursdays at 3:05 p.m. right here on KCAA AM and FM.
That's KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM.
Broadcasting more local radio programs than any other station in California. We are KCAA.
Hey baby, won't you look my way? I can be your new addiction. Hey baby, what you gotta say?
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5.
The More Morning Show?
The More Morning Show, which is nonsensical,
yes,
but makes it sound cool. All right, so anybody who went to the DMV, Brandon, did you have to go to the DMV at all in the last year, in 2015?
In 2015, no. I have had to go in 2016.
Oh, you have?
Okay.
So we have two kids, both of whom got their driver's license in 2015.
Yeah.
And it took months to get an appointment.
Yes, it did.
Months to get an appointment. And so anybody who's been anywhere near the DMV, like even passing by and seeing the lines wrapping around the building, knows that in the last year something significant has changed.
And cray.
It's been a little nuts. More than 600,000 undocumented immigrants received driver's licenses last year, and Tobin, you can talk about this from a city standpoint, and anyway, go ahead. You were leaning into the microphone.
This was a controversial decision when it occurred. If you remember that the state has kind of gone back and forth on this. I think when Gray Davis was governor, they attempted this, and I think the courts knocked it down, or the voters came to the booth and knocked it down, and then. Now, finally, with Jerry Brown, they've gone ahead and done this. And so this last year, they actually did the full implementation. And we've got all these people that have got driver's license now. And, on the positive side, now these people are doing things the right way. They're having to pass a test. They're having to show that they have the requisite skills to be behind the wheel. They have to have the insurance and so forth. And so these are things that I think are positives. And I suspect that if you look at the data, you'll find that the number of accidents and whatnot has probably gone down. And it used to be so
illegal aliens live here.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
They do.
not a secret. We can't pretend that they're not here. Okay, illegal aliens live here. And so they would, if they got pulled over driving a car, because you have to have a car because there's really lousy public transportation
Yep.
in much of Southern California, and Northern California is only slightly better, and so you have to have a car. What would happen is they'd get pulled over, be driving without a license. That means their car would be confiscated,
Yep.
and then they would go into impound. It would cost thousands of dollars to get taken to come out of impound, and
Yeah.
often they didn't have it, and so
they couldn't pay to get their car out, so the
that's
car
right.
would be auctioned off.
And that money doesn't go to the families. It goes to the police departments, or it goes to the towing company.
They're actually, that whole system was, I believe, unconstitutional and pretty much rigged. And I'm kind of glad. This is one thing that I'm glad about the driver's license thing, is because it's kind of destroying the system that I felt was a way for government and private business to steal people's cars. And I say this because we actually looked at this in quite some detail in San Bernardino, because we had a lot of complaints from people about their vehicles being impounded and not being able to get them back. And there was some corruption that was found in the system, where there were deals that were made between some people in the towing industry with people in the police department. And often, I knew several of the owners of the tow companies were former police officers, and they were, impounding cars, and then suddenly, they'd get a guy would impound a car, and then all of a sudden he owns that car because he bought it, at an auction for a ridiculously low price. And, just all kinds of weird stuff was going on. And these poor people, really weren't able to survive. I mean, this was designed to crush them.
And it took their only means of getting to work.
Yeah.
And, people would say, well, they could go home, except that, you might have noticed that Mexico's had a bit of a violence problem with the cartels right
Yeah.
now. So would you honestly take your family back? I wouldn't.
Yeah. What did we hear last year? Was it like 30,000 people killed by the cartels in
Yes.
Mexico last year?
Yes.
I mean, that's
insane.
That's a war.
That's a war.
That's a war.
And so is it little wonder that they're here? No, of course not.
Yeah.
So stealing their cars, you can obviously tell where Tobin and I stand on this.
Yeah.
I just thought it was
Yeah.
terrible. And now they have a legal way to be able to participate in society and keep jobs.
But on the flip side, there are some irritations with this whole thing. Like you said, taking our own kids down to the DMV this year and having to wait in the long lines and deal with this large influx of people. Also, I think that it's increased the number of people that are actually on the roads, because I think with the way the law was before, that did suppress the number of folks that were willing to sort of risk it, and so now they've come out of the woodwork, and they've got their licenses, and so I think traffic has gone up, and that's, California's always had roads that are pretty full. So
It's hard to tell, though, because last year was the first year that California was really out of the recession.
Yep.
And I know that people say, no, the recession ended in, 2009. No,
Not
it
for
didn't.
us.
Not for us. And so, 2015 it was when things really started moving again for us. And so you see more traffic, you see more trucks,
Yeah.
you see more traffic in general. And I'm sure this added to it as well. But, the flip side of that is that in creating these driver's licenses, our governor, well, I'm not going to just blame it on the governor, but our state decided not to comply with the Real ID Act, which is very frustrating. They could have made a completely different kind of driver's license for the undocumented, but they didn't. It's really not that. It's not that dissimilar.
Yeah.
And so what that means is that if everybody has to get a passport if they want to fly, and I think it's starting in October.
Yeah, and
which
so
is a pain in the neck.
Yeah, and so what's going to happen is that California is going to have to come up with some new form of ID, probably charge us all some extra money. We're going to all have to go down somewhere again and get new IDs to meet the federal requirements.
I have a passport. No, I'm not doing that.
No, I'm with you, but I'm just saying that I sense this is the only way you fix the problem, is to have a complete overhaul that costs all of us a bunch more money again, money and time.
Boy.
So there are definitely some things the state has screwed up on this. One of the things in this article is they talk about how the DMV had to prepare for all of these influx of drivers, and they opened new processing centers, and I'm sure they had to hire a bunch of people.
Yeah, it says they hired 1,000 people.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of impacts to this decision, good and bad.
Well, and I the next thing, of course, is that these people who now have driver's license, the undocumented that now have driver's license, are they also buying insurance? I hope that they are, because
they have to. DMV won't give you a license if you don't have your insurance. You have to show that.
Oh, that's true. You do have to show that.
Yeah.
But that means they could let it lapse as soon as they get their license.
This is true. But then, again, if you get pulled over without the insurance, now you're back in the same game that you were before with, running the risk of losing your vehicle.
So they can impound you for that?
Yeah.
That is rigged.
Yeah.
Although, the cost of uninsured drivers is huge.
It is.
It's huge. So, yeah, it said the DMV hired about 1,000 additional employees to meet the need caused by the new law and opened 4 driver's license processing centers, including one in Granada Hills, to accommodate the increased need. The centers, which served anyone seeking a driver's license, were open on Saturday until October. And the DMV here in San Bernardino, you see the line wrapped around the building every day. And people pick on DMV workers. Patty and Selma from The Simpsons worked at the DMV.
Yeah.
But it's got to be a grind for the employees too.
Yeah, I give them a lot of credit. I was at the DMV a lot this year with my own kids, and large crowds. People who are in high stress situations, and generally the folks at DMV were very polite and very professional, and helped to get people through the process as sort of quickly and easily as possible. And that isn't easy. That said, we also, and you can see this in any business, we ran into a few DMV workers that were, bureaucrats, rude, but again, you can find that in any situation. And again, they're also under high stress. They have to make sure they get it right. You can't just be handing out licenses to people who don't pass the tests or whatever, and people want to argue, and so who knows what they've been through in their day.
So from driver's licenses to drinking water, and officials talk toilet-to-tap water recycling at a Long Beach conference. Obviously California has a drought. Even though we've had a fair amount of rain this year, California as a whole is still in a drought. And so the state is now, there's a conference going on, as there have been, talking about ways to keep water, use less water, reclaim water, etc. And the idea of turning wastewater into drinking water is gaining momentum among government bodies in Southern California and across the nation. But regulators question how and when the concept will become palatable, that's an appropriate word, to the widespread public. Local, state, and federal officials discuss the environmental, health, and financial impact, sometimes derisively called toilet-to-tap technology or recycled water reuse systems, during a panel session at the Renaissance Long Beach Hotel, as drought conditions and population concerns are pressing public agencies to come up with cost-effective and safe solutions. And, in Israel, they've been doing this. Israel obviously is desert as well. And they've been reclaiming their water.
Yeah.
What they don't do, from what I understand, there are 2 different systems in a house.
Yeah.
And so one of them is the reclaimed water, and you can use that on your lawn. And it's actually clean.
Yeah.
But you use it on your lawn or, outdoor areas. And then there's cleaner water that then you would drink or cook with or wash your dishes with.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. The idea of having, toilet to tap is revolting. Even if it's clean, I don't know that the public would ever be comfortable with that.
So one of my favorite science fiction novels is a book called Dune.
Dune, yes,
and
Frank Herbert.
Frank Herbert, and they live on a desert planet, and the natives of this planet wear these suits that recycle their sweat and their urine. And I remember reading that and thinking that it was kind of gross, but also being kind of fascinated by the idea that if you lived in a really dry place, that might be, you cannot spare a drop, and I don't think we're there yet.
Oh, thank God.
But, I understand that, I'm glad somebody's looking into figuring out the technology. Not that I want to be drinking toilet water, but, I think that you just never know what the future might hold, and this could have some real benefits for folks who live in harsh environments.
I agree. I think that given what's just happened in Flint,
yes,
and people, these systems, even if we say, oh, yes, it'll work, they can always break down. And the idea of them breaking down and then what you would be pulling out of your tap, bathing in, doing your dishes in, washing your clothes in, I think that would just freak people out too much.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it is 6:31. It's time for a break. I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. When we get back, we'll be talking to Sherry Hunke from Children's Fund. Looking forward to that. We'll be right back.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda.
Here's the latest. I'm Jay Corwin. A man dead and several others in custody after anti-government protesters exchanged gunfire with law enforcement officers in eastern Oregon. The FBI and state police say they traded shots with protesters during a traffic stop yesterday. Police carrying out an arrest warrant for a number of people who've been holed up at the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge for nearly a month. Ted Cruz blasting Donald Trump for dropping out of this week's Republican presidential debate. Cruz told Fox News' Hannity that Trump is scared of moderator Megyn Kelly.
I promise you, anyone who's going to be president of the United States, if you're afraid of Megyn Kelly, then you're going to be afraid of Hillary Clinton, and you're going to be afraid of Vladimir Putin.
Cruz says anyone running for president owes it to voters to go in front of them and answer questions. The debate will be held tomorrow night. Whoever the next president turns out to be, they may have to select a new Supreme Court justice. One Hillary Clinton supporter has a suggestion for the candidate, Barack Obama. Clinton seemed impressed yesterday after an audience member at a campaign rally in Iowa tossed out the idea. You're listening to the latest from 24/7 News.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. In Chino, we have stop-and-go traffic on the 60 westbound between Central Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. The 10 west is slow and go from Reservoir to the 57. The 210 west is heavy between Mountain Avenue and Foothill Boulevard. In Corona, stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between McKinley Street and Green River Road. The 71 south is busy between Pine Avenue and the 91. The 15 north is heavy from Ontario Avenue to the 91. In Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Temescal Canyon Road and Cajalco Road. In Devore, we have slow traffic on the 15 northbound between the 215 and Cleghorn Road. In Paris, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Nuevo Road and University Avenue. The 60 west is busy between Heacock Street and the 215. And finally in Devore, an accident has been cleared on the 215 northbound before Devore Road. A wreck involving a big rig has been cleared from the center divider. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
From the KCAA Weather Center, I'm Ron Pritchard. For this morning, we've got a wind advisory in effect till 11 o'clock this morning. So we've got sunny skies and a high near 70. Tonight, mostly clear with a low near 44. Mostly sunny with a high near 72 on Wednesday. Wednesday night, partly cloudy skies, a low near 48. Thursday, sunny with a high near 76. Thursday night, mostly clear, low near 49. Friday, sunny with a high near 77. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low near 50. Saturday, a chance of showers, mostly sunny skies, high near 71. Saturday night, chance of showers, mostly cloudy, a low near 48. Chance of showers Sunday, mostly cloudy, high near 59. That's your weather forecast for this hour from KCAA 106.5 FM and 1050 AM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Hi, it's Dave Collins in Snow Country. You'll find your choice of almost any single trail when you head out to almost any single mountain, plus some stashes of fresh powder left over, and we've got the perfect setup for late January skiing. Mountain High with over 30 runs right now as they are under the lights until 10 p.m. You got Snow Summit with 100% of their terrain open for you. 12 lifts will take you to 26 trails for you to ski and ride down. Bear Mountain with 24 runs, also 150 trails on a packed powder surface at Mammoth. 100% of the terrain open, that's 3,500 acres for you to explore. Top to bottom skiing and riding. Also Bear Valley with 2 inches of snowfall over the past few days. They've got 50 trails for you on a packed powder surface. Crested Butte in Colorado up to almost 100 runs. Ski Apache in New Mexico with 98% of their terrain open for you. Sun Valley in Idaho picked up 5 inches over the past few days. They've got 117 trails on a packed powder surface. China Peak with a foot of snowfall over the past 4 days up to over 40 runs. I'm Dave Collins on KCAA 1050 AM and the all-new 106.5 FM, the stations that leave no listener behind.
Thank you, Inland Empire, for listening to KCAA Radio.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We welcome to the show Sherry Hunke. She is from Children's Fund, a longtime friend of the show. They do incredible work helping needy children in San Bernardino County. Welcome, Sherry.
Thank you so much. Good to be here.
So you all have a brand new CEO.
We do. You know, she's the title is brand new, but actually Stacy Iverson has been with the organization for almost 3 years. she was actually serving as our chief operating officer.
Oh.
And in December of 2015, just a few months ago, the board of directors elected her to be our new president and CEO.
Well, that's wonderful. I first met Stacy when she was over at First Five, and she did a phenomenal job at First Five San Bernardino, and it's wonderful to see her rise to the top at Children's Fund.
Absolutely. Children are her passion, and she's been working to help children in the county of San Bernardino for over 20 years. So this is a natural transition for her, and I'll tell you, she's doing a wonderful job. We are really lucky to have such a strong leader.
Well, that's terrific. Now, you all have also gone through some changes. You have a new mission statement?
We do. Just like most organizations, as time goes on, what we do changes, and the board wanted to have our mission statement reflect what we actually do. So, if you don't mind, I'd like to read it to you.
Yeah,
and see
please
what you
go
think.
ahead.
Our mission is giving our vulnerable children support, opportunity, and hope by breaking destructive cycles through community partnerships.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Thank you.
That's beautiful.
We definitely work with the community, many businesses, many nonprofits, and we wanted that reflected in our mission statement. So that's the last line, through community partnerships. We think that's really important.
So what are some events and things that you're doing, promotions or things you're doing right now?
Right now, we just launched our Lunch Pail Drive, which is part of our care campaigns. Throughout the course of the year, we do several care campaigns, and now it's time for the Lunch Pail Drive. And what we do with the lunch pails is we give them, we're aiming to collect 500, and after we've collected them, we'll give them to the social workers in the county. And what they do is they fill them with snacks and they put them in the trunks of their car. So if they ever go on visits and they find that children are hungry, or in unfortunate circumstances that the children have to come with the social worker, they always have something for the kids to eat. And so we think it's a really important program, and we're doing that, collecting the lunch pails through February 22nd.
Now, you don't want loaded lunch pails, you want empty lunch pails, correct?
Empty lunch pails, the soft kind that are insulated, work best because they're easier to store. But we are also collecting the snacks that go inside. So, for example, juice boxes, granola bars, fruit snacks, water, chips and crackers, things that won't expire right away. And then the social workers will put fruit and that sort of thing in the boxes or in the lunch pails as they need them.
That's a great idea. I start thinking of some of the really kind of cute lunch pails that are out there now, like the Star Wars ones that have come out, and the superhero
very popular right now.
The superhero ones that like the little lunch pails that have a cape on them. Have you seen those? I'm serious.
Yes.
They've got a little cape on the lunch pail. I think they're adorable. I'm like, I wish I had a little kid to get one of those for. Oh wait,
are you kidding? You want one?
I'm like, oh wait, I'll buy one for me.
that is adorable.
No,
I've seen some cute little round happy faces, which are good for either boys or girls. And there's even one that was a star that had LED lights in it that light up.
Oh, that's cool.
So how do they get the lunch pails to you guys?
We're just asking people. There's two ways. They can deliver them to our office, and our address is located on our website, which is childrensfundonline.org. Or on our website, we've actually posted some Amazon links, and so people who may not have time to hand deliver could, possibly order them from Amazon and just have them shipped to us. We're trying to make it as convenient as possible for people to do something good for the kids in this county.
So Amazon Prime is my best friend.
Oh, yes.
I hate shopping. I hate going into stores, but I can buy something online and have it in a day or two. Oh, it's fabulous. So
everybody's busy these days, and to have something delivered to your doorstep just takes away the extra step.
Exactly. So everybody needs to get out there and just, if everybody just bought one lunch pail, what a difference that would make.
Yep.
It would make a huge difference. It really would. We're really grateful. Children's Fund could not do what we do without the support of the community. The county of San Bernardino is so generous, especially when it comes to children. And so we're just grateful for all the people who help us year after year.
So Walmart has awarded you a grant. Talk about that.
Oh, this is wonderful. I think on previous radio shows that I've been on, I had told you about our young philanthropist, Faith.
Yes.
And
We've had her
Faith,
on the show.
Yes, that's right. And Faith, year after year, does the Christmas shopping for foster kids. She raises the money herself and then buys the toys. Well, Walmart was very inspired by her, and through Faith, Children's Fund was introduced to Walmart. They enjoyed our mission and what we do, and they encouraged us to apply for a grant. And in December, they awarded us a $3,000 grant to help with our celebration of giving, which was what Faith was donating the toys towards. So yesterday, we had a check presentation ceremony at Walmart with their manager and assistant manager and Stacey Iverson, our president and CEO, and Faith. And we did a little ceremony exchanging the check, one of the very large checks.
Did you say that check was for $300,000?
No,
how much?
$3,000.
Oh, $3,000. Okay,
$3,000.
That's slightly different.
Yeah, that's different, but still $3,000 is okay.
Different, but very much appreciated.
Wow, that is awesome.
Yeah, we've found Walmart to be a great partner with us, and we're just so appreciative of their help.
And Faith must have been just tickled pink, right? I mean, her energy is so infectious, and that it would lead to something like this that's fabulous.
Yes, it was. It was a really fun day yesterday.
Now, is she 12? Because I think when she was on the show, she was 11. Is she 12 yet?
I think she's still 11.
Okay.
I think she's still 11. I'm not sure when her birthday is, but I had not heard that she had had a birthday and turned 12 yet.
Wow.
But just amazing.
11 years
very
old.
Generous
and she got
for an 11-year-old. Wonderful.
Donation.
That's fantastic. That's
Yes.
fantastic. Now, are you all having a golf tournament this year?
We are. Thank you for mentioning that. It's the A. Gary Anderson Memorial Golf Tournament. We're just starting to put together all the materials and send everything out to potential sponsors who might want to support the golf tournament. But this is, I believe, the 24th year. Don't quote me on that, but we've done it year after year to help support the mission of Children's Fund, and it's highly successful. Last year, I think we brought in over $500,000. This year, our goal is $550,000, and I'm sure we'll meet that goal.
That's just an insane goal. So many organizations used to do golf tournaments, and now they're kind of tapering off. But you all do a golf tournament that is really phenomenal. And for business people who might be listening, there are a lot of other business people there. I mean, the networking opportunity is terrific, as well as you get to play some golf.
It really is. It's definitely sets the high standard for golf tournaments.
It really, really does. It really does. So we have about 30 seconds left. How do people get involved, donate, volunteer, whatever, with Children's Fund?
If people are interested in learning more about Children's Fund, there's a great way to connect with us, and that's through our e-newsletter. We send it out about 4 times a year, and if you want to sign up for that, you can go to our website at childrensfundonline.org, and right down the homepage, there's a green button that says sign up for our e-newsletter. That's the best way to do that.
Well, wonderful. Sherry Hunke, it's always a delight to have you on the show. Congratulations to Stacey Iverson, and I hope that you are flooded with lunchboxes.
Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you. You too. So we've been talking to Sherry Hunke. She is the communications director at Children's Fund, childrensfundonline.org. You got to check it out. So I'm Erin Brinker.
I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we have Brandon McCormick in the booth. We are on the Brink, the morning show on KCAA, AM 1050 and FM 106.5. We'll be right back.
For more local radio every day, tune into KCAA Loma Linda. Are you thirsty for books that will fill your soul with wisdom, joy, and inspiration? Then take a refreshing and nourishing drink at Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore, located in the heart of the Agape International Spiritual Center in Culver City, which incidentally was recently featured on The Today Show. From aromatic soy candles to best-selling authors like Dr. Michael Bernard Beckwith and a whole host of other visionaries, Alice's Quiet Mind Bookstore has everything to soothe your body, spirit, and soul. For more info and directions, visit agapelive.com today.
Hi, this is Steve Alladort from Rancho Financial with the Mortgage Minute. With property values increasing, this might be the perfect time to do a loan checkup to see if it makes sense to refinance. Do you have an equity line? If your equity line is getting close to 10 years old, your payment is about to fully amortize. Coupled with the certainty that the feds will soon increase short-term rates, there might be a substantial jump in payment on your line of credit. If we combine your current loan, equity line, and possibly even some of your credit debt, there could be a substantial reduction in what you have to pay each month. Do you have VA eligibility? VA will allow 100% cash-out financing. This may be a perfect time to use your eligibility. We can go 85% cash out with FHA or 80% with a standard conventional loan. There are many possible options that could make a huge difference in your monthly payments. That's why you need a loan financial planner to provide you with all of your possible options. Give me a call, Steve Aladort, at 888-563-1070. That's 888-563-1070, or go to loanfinancialplanner.com.
And now it's time for another Support San Bernardino Spotlight.
Hi, my name is George Hahn. I am the Senior Minister at the Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. In the next few weeks, we would like to support San Bernardino by highlighting the outstanding things about our city. Today's program features
Dennis Baxter from Habitat for Humanity.
Thank you, George. I'm very proud that Habitat for Humanity San Bernardino area has been serving the residents of the area since 1992, so that's 24 years of building homes and building hope. Each partner family participates in our own curriculum in the greater San Bernardino area that provides guidance and resources to a successful long-term experience as being a homeowner. We have financial literacy classes that they go through so they understand the difference between being a homeowner and being a renter. Our Brush with Kindness program helps out low-income folks with, simple chores around the house. And, of course, our Restore, located in Redlands, is a real part of our fundraising effort. So it's building homes, it's building hope. Folks can give us a call at 909-478-1176 or habitatsb.org.
This program was underwritten by Center for Spiritual Living Inland Empire. If you would like information about today's program, please contact me, Reverend George, by calling 909-883-7171. That's 909-883-7171.
Are you looking for the right place to purchase your landscaping items? Well, come see us at Hydroscape. Hydroscape offers a large selection of irrigation products including Irritrol and Toro, such as their efficient precision nozzles. For 40 years, Hydroscape has been family-owned and operated, serving Southern California. With 17 locations, our knowledgeable and experienced staff is equipped to help you with all your irrigation, landscape, and outdoor living projects. Whether you're installing irrigation systems, wanting to maintain a healthy landscape, or simply create a beautiful lit space for outdoor entertaining, Hydroscape is the place to go. Visit our website at hydroscape.com for more information and find helpful articles on our blog. Or call our customer service center at 1-800-395-4477.
This is KCAA.
2, 3, 4. Woo-hoo. 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 Well, my heart knows it better than I know myself, so I'm gonna let it do all the talking.
Welcome back. I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are on The Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. So everybody remembers when the LA-based media was talking about Carmageddon, when they closed the 405 about 5 years ago, and it was such a big deal. Well, they've been doing that. That's kind of the trend now, to close highly traveled freeways for an extended period of time, and they just kind of get it all done at once.
Yes.
And it's coming to the Inland Empire.
Yeah. So the 91 freeway is looking at one of these long freeway closures, and this is through Corona, and this is to address the thorny construction challenges despite the headaches they cause. And the strategy, it was very successful, as Aaron said, with Carmageddon. The Corona closure will affect both directions of travel, would last more than 50 hours, Aaron, 50 hours, the weekend of February 19th through 22nd. And we can expect more such closures in the future, according to Brian Taylor, a professor of urban planning and the director of UCLA's Institute of Transportation Studies. There's sort of an emerging school of thought that says, let's just take the Band-Aid off quickly, let's just shut everything down. He said that the total and extended closure accelerate the completion of critical project components, goes against a long-standing philosophy of highway operation. The thought for us a long time is that you need to keep transportation flowing, you need to keep it moving. But now they just just get it done.
Just over a weekend. The only thing
Yeah.
is, it looks like that there's and the article doesn't say where, but there's a closure planned over Super Bowl weekend somewhere in Los Angeles, which is insane. People are going to, do it over from Friday night to Saturday night, or early morning Sunday. But people travel to friends' houses, to bars, to whatever. Everybody watches this game.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's certain things that just kind of have to be done like this, like, for instance, taking down a bridge, right? That's very dangerous to do it sort of piecemeal.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Yeah,
That wouldn't
and
work.
so it's better to just sort of do an advertising blitz, let everybody know this is coming, shut it down for that night, that day, whatever you got to do, take it down, clear it out, make it safe, and then let people drive again. And that's led to this extended idea of, well, let's just do it all. Well, let's not just take down the bridge, but let's repave, let's fix every crack, let's, do whatever it is we got to do, widen it, add the extra lane, get it all done in a single day, 2 days if we can, whatever, and then open it back up to traffic.
So the through the 91, between the 15 and the 71, there actually are working on a bridge. There's a bridge construction going on. And of course, they've been working on this area for it seems like the 91 is always under construction.
Yeah.
And I know Caltrans would probably say, no, it's not. It's different areas. But as a driver through that area, it just seems like the 91 is always under construction.
Yeah, it's very frustrating. And lately, the one on the 10 through the Fontana area has been driving me a little crazy. They close it down to one lane.
On the weekends.
And it's an absolute nightmare. And, of course, I always forget about it.
Yes.
And then I'm running late to get somewhere, and I'm stuck.
Well, last weekend we met some family over at Viva Madrid in Claremont, which is a wonderful restaurant.
Yes, it is.
And as we were driving out there, we were flying. It was open freeway. You could drive the speed limit, whatever. And then all of a sudden it just stopped, and it put us 40 minutes behind.
Yes.
40 minutes to go through a couple mile stretch. It was insane.
Yeah, and then because we got to our destination late, we then ended up having to wait even longer because of the way they do their service.
Yeah, so we waited about an hour and 20 minutes to sit down.
But it was
worth it.
Yeah, but again, had we
Although
been,
we've just told people now it's gonna get even more crowded at Viva Madrid.
But the traffic though was a nightmare. I just was dying. I'm like, please get me through here. And that's the problem, is you've got to make sure you're advertising it. People know that this stuff's going on. Because the worst thing is when you just have cars that just get stuck in these big traffic jams.
Well, and you always wonder, too, what's it doing for businesses in those areas, right?
Yeah.
So is it more difficult to get to the businesses? And the city of Corona, and we've talked about this on the show as well, is doing, kind of side street construction at the same time. And so the freeways are very, very congested, and the side streets are very, very congested.
Yeah.
So I question the wisdom of that decision.
So, Aaron, I actually have the really clear details on what they're doing in Riverside. So let me give it to you. The Riverside County Transportation Commission, which is financing the 91 makeover in Corona, intends to shut both sides of the freeway between the I-15 and the 71. Okay, so that's basically that whole Corona area, right? I-15 and the 71 on late Friday, February 19th until about 4 a.m. Monday, February 22nd. And so that whole weekend, right, Friday until early in the morning on Monday, between the 15, right, to the 71,
right.
And that's that area, and what they're doing is they're going to basically build the infrastructure for the bridge. They're building
it's the Maple Street Bridge.
Yes, the Maple Street Bridge. The wood and steel structure so that the bridge can then be, put in there, and it's just better to do it that way as opposed to trying to install all that over drivers. If something falls and or breaks, whatever, you don't want that coming down on cars. So. This is the smart way to do it. But, boy, what are people going to do, right? You better plan your trip well.
Got to plan your trip well. And I'm seeing an ad here on the Press Enterprise. The King's Singers are going to be at the University of Redlands on Sunday, February 21st. The King's Singers is an a cappella group from the UK, obviously, and they're phenomenal. They're absolutely incredible, and they'll do modern stuff, but they also do, English folk songs and that sort of thing. And I'm a huge fan. So, the King Singers, Sunday, February 21st, University of Redlands.
Thankfully, they won't be in Corona because you won't be able to get to them.
I
on
know
the 21st, but they'll be in Redlands, and Redlands is wide open.
Redlands is wide open. Just don't drive through Fontana. Go up to the 210 and.
It's like a game, like the old video games. You've got to
It's Frogger.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Figure out your route way in advance.
Way in advance.
Oh, my goodness.
So the San Bernardino Shooting Relief Fund has hit the $2.25 million mark.
That is awesome.
It is awesome, but then you hear about these lawsuits.
Yeah, which drives me insane.
Yes.
And the lawsuits are asking for...
One of them is asking for $200 million.
Yeah, ridiculous amounts. This is, this $2.25 million. This is the fund that was set up by Arrowhead United Way. So it's just one fund, and there's actually a lot of separate GoFundMe accounts that families have set up and individuals have set up. So I'd be really interested if someone was able to sort of compile all of it and see how much money actually has been raised completely overall for these various groups, because I really think there's a lot of different entities out there raising money. We've been really talking up the one from Arrowhead United Way because they're probably the most reputable
and
reliable group that everyone knows. They're local. Their executives are people that are in our community.
Yes.
And their money is 100% going to the victims and their families and to help with the,
when all of this happened, we had Doug Rowand on the air.
We did.
Talking about this fund and they're not getting anything from this fund.
They're not.
They're not taking a percentage. All
Nope.
of this is going to be distributed to the victims, families, and others affected. And the money has come from all over the world.
So
for
they
this.
say 45 states and 2 foreign countries have donated. Now, my question is, what 5 states have not donated? And let's just boycott them. Let's just boycott them until they
What's
cough
your
up some
deal,
money.
man?
Until they cough up some money. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't do that, Aaron. That's wrong.
They have set up a committee made up of faith leaders, law enforcement, nonprofit, and other community members, and they're going to hold their first meeting on Wednesday, January 27th. That would be today, to begin determining how the money will be spent. They have a lot of work to do in addressing both short and long-term needs. This is according to Doug Rowand.
Yeah.
This is not just a victims fund. It is to address those affected by the tragedy. As Rowand says he anticipates part of the dollars will address community mental health needs. There are a number that could benefit, a number of people who could benefit from the money, such as first responders, victims who were shot, or people who were in the building and experienced trauma.
Or even those families down the street where the final shootout took place.
Yes.
And their cars were shot up and their houses were shot up, and they were, that's very traumatic to
It
be
is
right,
traumatic.
basically a gun battle right outside your house and terrorists right on your street. I mean, I'm sure those people are affected too. So there's going to be a lot of people, I think, that are going to be touched by this. Or have been touched by this, and hopefully the United Way and this fund will help them.
There was a member of county leadership who was, and I'm not going to say her name, who was on in the media within days of the shooting. She was in the room when it happened, and she was visibly shaken.
Yeah.
It has to have been a tremendously tragic and traumatic event for people, especially in the room.
Yeah.
When something like this happens, at first your brain doesn't know what's happening, right?
Yeah.
You have this cognitive dissonance as you're in a Christmas party and a meeting for your business, and something like this happens. They're going to need help.
Yeah.
They're going to need help. At 6:59, I'm Erin Brinker.
And I'm Tobin Brinker.
And we are at the end of our show, On the Brink, the morning show on KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5. Have a great day, everyone.
This is KCAA Loma Linda. CNBC News is next. Brought to you by BuySellMakeOffer.com. Go there now and join the thousands who have already signed up for a new and exciting way to buy and sell online, launching January 15th.
FedWatch today. While the Federal Reserve is widely expected to leave interest rates unchanged, they'll be looking for any clues of possible future moves in this afternoon's statement. Some stocks to keep an eye on today. Boeing, the company says it expects to deliver fewer commercial planes this year. Apple reporting lower than expected sales of its flagship iPhone, the tech giant, also signaling that sluggish sales would continue and forecasting its first revenue decline in more than 10 years. AT&T, its fourth quarter revenue grew less than expected because it gained fewer new wireless customers, and U.S. Steel swinging to a fourth quarter loss as revenue fell more than expected. The company says it's facing significant headwinds and uncertainty this year. After the close, we'll hear from eBay, Facebook, and Qualcomm. Chris Maurer, CNBC Business Radio.
Welcome back. You're listening to Meh in the Morning with C-list guests, boring callers, and that one song we keep playing. Brought to you by the same old breakfast muffin sandwich. It doesn't get more meh than this. Trust me.
Move on from meh mornings. Try the Breakfast Crunch Wrap from Taco Bell. Stuffed with scrambled eggs, bacon, and melted cheddar cheese, plus a whole crispy hash brown, wrapped up and freshly grilled in a warm tortilla. The Breakfast Crunch Wrap. It's more of a meal than a muffin. Wake up, live Moss. At participating locations served during breakfast hour.
Did you know 1 in 50 people has a brain aneurysm? Every 18 minutes, a brain aneurysm erupts. Half of brain aneurysms result in death. Will it strike you or someone you love? The Brain Aneurysm Foundation is the globally recognized leader in brain aneurysm education, awareness, advocacy, support, and research funding. The Brain Aneurysm Foundation, raising awareness, ending fear. To learn the facts at bafound.org. That's bafound.org.
Hey guys, Pat Matthews here to tell you about the newest and best way to sell products online. It's buysellmakeoffer.com, an enormously revolutionary way to sell your stuff online. It's time to clean out the garage, your old golf clubs, sports equipment, tools, and yes, even your car. Forget about the way the other guys have taken more than their share from you when the sales were finalized. Look, it's happened to me over and over and over. Then I found buysellmakeoffer.com. They will never charge you item fees. Just go there right now to sign up and load all your stuff to our server to sell. This is not an auction site. Sell your car, sell your home. Realtor, sign up now. Just use our resources along with Skype and videos, then add your creativity to sell your items quickly and with no fees. Go right now to buysellmakeoffer.com and sign up. The excitement is building. I've signed up to sell my stuff with buysellmakeoffer.com. You should too. buysellmakeoffer.com.
It's time for your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker. We have stop-and-go traffic in Chino on the 60 westbound between Central Avenue and the 57 Orange Freeway. The 10 west is slow and go from Reservoir to the 57. The 210 west is heavy between Mountain Avenue and Foothill Boulevard. In Corona, stop-and-go traffic on the 91 westbound between McKinley Street and Green River Road. The 71 south is busy between Pine Avenue and the 91. The 15 north is heavy from Ontario Avenue to the 91. In Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Temescal Canyon Road and Cajalco Road. Also in Corona, slow traffic on the 15 northbound between Hidden Valley Parkway and Haruba Street. The 15 south is slow in pockets between the 210 and Limonite. In Devore, we have slow traffic on the 15 northbound between the 215 and Cleghorn Road. And finally in Paris, slow traffic on the 215 northbound between Nuevo Road and University Avenue. The 60 west is busy between Heacock and the 215. This has been your KCAA AM 1050 and FM 106.5 traffic report. I'm Erin Brinker.
With your Wednesday news, I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind. Influenza has been fairly tame since the annual season, for it began last October, but county health officials Monday reporting the first fatality. A 47-year-old man who'd been suffering from some underlying health issues has died after being hospitalized. He lived in the western part of the county, but his identity and other details not released. Riverside's downtown bus station on University Avenue could become the new main library, and the city council agrees with a recommendation the library board made Monday, January 25th. Board discussed almost as many suggestions as it has members, with some liking the staff recommended site on Michigan Avenue and Chestnut Street, others preferring the city-owned bus station site. Authorities found no gunman or signs of a shooting yesterday after receiving a report from a Department of Defense employee that shots had been heard at one of the nation's largest naval medical facilities. Report grabbed attention across the nation and led to the shutdown of Naval Medical Center San Diego and Balboa Park, with the San Diego Zoo and 3 nearby schools. Despite temps in the 70s yesterday in much of Southern California, anticipated cold weather overnight to the mountains and Antelope Valley, which caused health officials to extend warnings to residents for another day. Los Angeles County Department of Health issued a cold weather alert for the mountains through tomorrow, and for Antelope Valley through Thursday. Health officials said wind chill temps in those areas could be below 32. I'm Jim Miller, CNBC News, KCAA 1050 AM and 106.5 FM, the station that leaves no listener behind.
KCAA is your CNBC News affiliate. We're the station that gets down to business.
years at the helm, navigating financial waters.
E-Digits. Lock them in for more information, recreation, and guaranteed fun. KCAA.
On the NASDAQ were also listed in the newsletter over the weekend. Crude oil, I showed $29.40. I thought I just saw 28 something on the Fox Business Channel, but my Yahoo is showing $29.40. I'm not sure if that's right or not. Gold is at 1,087 right now, down 0.3%. The euro is at 1.0891. Next time you buy a Coke in Milano, Italy, plug that number into your calculator. The 10-year yield, way down there right now, which is an indicator of the sentiment on the stock market right now, which has started off in a sour mood here, just sour for the first 2.5, 3 weeks of the year. That's driven the 10-year yield clear down to 2.04%. So welcome to the Best Stocks Now radio hour with professional money manager Bill Gunderson. Well, it should come as no news. You've probably already know that we've started off this year the worst start in market history. So what gives? Well, this is Big Picture Tuesday today. I went through my newsletter over the weekend. Spent about 12, 13 hours on it. Sent it out Saturday morning. And it went over the big picture. And we'll review some of the highlights here today because many wonder if this is the big one. Every time we have a little earthquake here in Southern California, we always wonder, is this the big one? The chandeliers start to sway just a little bit, and you kind of look up and you kind of grip the table and you brace yourself just in case it's the big one. You don't really want to end up in the Pacific Ocean this time of year. It's awfully chilly. And when the market rocks a little bit, and it's rocked a little more than just a little bit here, and we also know that we're long in the tooth with an almost 7-year-old bull market. The bull market turned 7 on March 9th of this year, just about 6-7 weeks away from that anniversary date, if we get there. Some say the market has already turned into a bear market. Some say we're already in a recession. Well, we'll go through that. We'll go through the evidence. We'll weigh it out together once again today and try to come to some kind of logical conclusion, just where the market and where the economy is currently here in the third week of 2016. China GDP. Now, that was much awaited. I knew the markets would move pretty big one way or another once we got that number, and it came in last night evening. China gross domestic product comes in at 6.9%. While that may sound good, and it was the expected number, didn't disappoint like a lot of people thought it would, that's the lowest growth number in 25 years for China. Something to keep in mind. The Chinese markets were up overnight. Oil is the other big story in the market right now. We have Iranian oil coming online. Again, back online. We're telling the Iranians, hey, you guys can participate in the economy. We wrote them a big check, and now they're pumping oil and putting it onto the markets. That can't help oil prices. They're expected to put 500,000 barrels, add 500,000 barrels a day to the world production of oil. Meanwhile, over in China, their demand for 2016 will be about 10.3 million barrels per day, up 2.5% from last year. And that's also helping give oil a little bit of firmness here, that China demand is not dropping through the roof, through the floor. In fact, China demand is actually up 2.5% versus last year. We also have, like I say, Iranian oil under $29 per barrel. Last time I saw, many thought, will it hold 30? It didn't hold 30. Then they said, will it hold 29? It didn't hold 29. So we're just going to have to wait and see where the bottom is on oil. The International Monetary Fund once again cuts global growth, their global growth outlook. Some would say, what global growth? Well, they see 3.4% this year and 3.6% next year. But both of those numbers have been revised downwards. I think right now, and we'll come to this conclusion later on, I think it's best to be long the market and a little bit short the market and have a fair amount of cash, which is where I sit right now, and I'll explain to you why during the course of the show. Meanwhile, on the earnings front, it's all good so far today. Bank of America beats by 2 cents. Bank of America is one of those S&P 500 stocks which we're watching so closely this quarter. Bank of America stock is actually flat. That's not a stock I own. Also, the owner of Merrill Lynch is Bank of America. It's down 4 cents, but they did beat by 2 cents, all right? Morgan Stanley, down the hall from me, they beat earnings by 10 cents, and they beat on revenues. And that stock is actually up here about 1.5% right now. Also on the earnings front, we have United Healthcare, another member of the S&P 500. They beat earnings.